Attack speed is a core mechanic of Terraria, but not a lot of people completely understand what it's really about and how it affects actual gameplay. Today I'll be showing you guys how melee speed actually works. There are 7 main melee weapon types that are directly affected by melee speed, and each of them are affected in a different way, starting with projectile swords. Melee speed affects the swing animation of the sword itself, while also increasing the projectile's velocity. There are also a select few weapons which fire projectiles every time the blade is swung, so melee speed will have a greater impact on a weapon such as the Terra Blade than it will on a weapon like the Enchanted Sword. Moving on to only projectiles. And by only projectiles, I mean weapons such as the Shadow Flame Knife. Like the previously mentioned projectile swords, melee speed does not directly affect the fire rate of the weapon, but instead increasing your melee speed will in turn increase the velocity at which your projectile will be launched, therefore increasing its distance. Likewise, flails and boomerangs are affected the same way. Now, moving on to yo-yos. Melee speed does not increase the rate at which yo-yos attack, but instead it increases the length of the yo-yo's string. However, the interval at which the string length is increased is not linear. It follows the equation 1 plus 3 times melee speed divided by 4. Spears, however, will benefit from this attack speed buff in the form of increased attack speed, fire rate, and projectile velocity. Now, you may be thinking, I should use a high melee speed build with my Zenith. Well, no. Melee speed has no effect on the Zenith, other than a slight visual change. And no, melee speed does not affect mining speed. So, with all this said and done, let's look at max melee speed. This is what a max melee speed build looks like. To achieve this, you need to be using the Monk's Bushy Bald Cap and the Shinobi Infiltrator's Torso, which are both obtainable from the Tavern Keep, and Solar Flare Leggings, crafted from solar fragments and luminite. You need to equip Feral Claws, which are found in the jungle, a Power Glove, which is crafted from Feral Claws, and a Titan Glove, which is dropped from Mimics, a Berserker's Glove, which is crafted with a Power Glove and Fleshy Knuckles from Crimson Mimics, a Mechanical Glove, which is crafted from a Power Glove and an Avenger's Emblem, which is crafted from 5 of each souls from each of the mechanical bosses, and any emblem from the Wall of Flesh, a Fire Gauntlet, which is crafted from a Mechanical Glove and a Magma Stone, which is dropped from Lava Bats in the Underworld, the Celestial Shell, which is crafted from a Moon Shell and Celestial Stone, with the Moon Shell being crafted with a Moon Charm and a Neptune's Shell, with the Neptune's Shell being dropped by enemies in the solar eclipse, while the Moon Charm is dropped from werewolves during a full moon. The Celestial Stone can be crafted from the Sunstone, which is dropped from Golem, and the Moonstone, which is dropped from enemies during the solar eclipse event, all of which are reforged to Violent. However, if you're playing on Master Mode, you can slot in any extra accessory reforged to Violent for some extra melee speed. If you want to take this to the next level, you can drink an ale, which is bought from the Tavern Keep, and consume any food that will grant the exquisitely stuffed buff. With all these buffs, our melee speed is up to plus 178.1%. If you want to take this even further, there is a mod called Faster Weapons, which allows your weapons to do this. Oh my god! I hope this will aid you in your journey throughout Terraria. See you around, shoppers.